What's happening, my friends? Coach Matthias coming at you from Direct Sales Pro. I'm actually in my car right now. I'm just in the parking lot. I'm about to go do some kickboxing. Just want to make a quick video for today's training. I put out a video yesterday. I was talking about, how to get things in life, how to create small victories so you stay inspired in the game. And today's message is going to be similar along those lines, but it's more about just finding things that you love to do. If you look back at your childhood, you grew up, obviously. Maybe it wasn't the best. Maybe it was great. Maybe it was amazing. Maybe you miss it, I guess, right? We all have those moments where we're like, man, being an adult is totally different than being a kid, right? And when we were a kid, we're like, oh, we wish we can be an adult. And then it's vice versa now for some, not all, but for some. And that's totally fine. No judgment. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, just being friendly and young and happy and excited about whatever you're doing, right? So it's all good. But my point being is finding things you love. You got to keep yourself inspired. You got to keep yourself motivated. You got to keep yourself hungry. And those are some things that are very, very important in order to create success. And to me personally, success over the years has evolved into something different than what it started. See, when I first started back when I was 18 in 2006 with direct sales network marketing, to me, success was the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, $200,000 a month, the mansions, the houses, and all that. And that's all beautiful and amazing and great things to enjoy and experience. But at the same time, I met a lot of people that had those things and they weren't very happy anymore. They were always looking for the next. It was always the next. It was always the next. It was the next girl or the next marriage, the next kid, the next car, the next house, the next check. It was always the next. And living in the next is totally fine. But also, what if you're in a position where you're making, let's just say, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, all right? Take home. So you got to make about $15,000 to $20,000 a month to, after taxes and expenses, to take home in your pocket, clear $10,000, right? So let's just say you get to that point. It takes you 6 to 12 months, right? You get started today in the business for the next 6 to 12 months. You bust your butt mornings, evenings, during the day, outside of work, weekends. You sacrifice a little bit of time here and there, and you take advantage of the internet. You're calling leads. You're doing your business. And in the next 6 to 12 months, you build a legitimate $10,000 a month, $2,500 every single Friday, direct deposit into your bank account from your direct selling company or your financial services company or your real estate broker, whatever it is, right? So you get to that point. What if you begin to do things that you actually loved doing or that you love doing and you get really good at them? In terms of, for example, like I love fitness. Like I do a lot of fitness. I love playing indoor soccer. I love doing the kickboxing. I love going to the gym. I love eating healthy. I just love that lifestyle. But I wasn't really able to do a lot of those things until I was in a position that I was making enough money to, the food and stuff is actually pretty cheap, but actually affording to keep playing indoor soccers and paying for gym memberships and driving there and driving back and fuel. And every time I go out, sometimes I grab a little snack at the Sprouts or the Whole Foods, and all that adds up. It all adds up at the end of the year. And a lot of people, that's a perfect scenario. But my point being is what has kept me inspired, what has kept me motivated, what has kept my head clear once I got to the point where I guess I would say comfortable, which I don't really believe in comfortable, but let's just say we'll use that word for this training today. You get comfortable and you're making $10,000, $15,000 a month in life is amazing, right? You retired your wife or you retired your husband or you're living at home or maybe you're working 2 corporate jobs and you're banking this money into your retirement accounts, your IRAs, your Roth, your SEPs, annuity, whatever it is, right? So you're growing, you're growing for the future, right? Whether it's to have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $20 million, okay, that's up to you. But staying inspired is a lot more than staying motivated off materialistic things, right? Staying healthy, doing things you love. If you love hunting, what would it be like to go out and hunt all the time, right? What would it be like to take weekends off and go spend time hunting, right? More than what you may do already, right? Maybe you like riding quads. Maybe you love kickboxing. Maybe you love karate. Maybe you love cooking. Maybe you love playing recreational sports. Maybe you love taking your kids to sports. Whatever it is, get yourself involved in more activities than just the business activities, if that makes sense. In fact, I've met more professional people, not that I wouldn't say networking groups and attending seminars and attending Anthony Robbins events and attending workshops are not beneficial. They're very beneficial. But I have met people that are very, very influential and successful through hiking, through the gym, through playing indoor soccer, through doing things that I love to do and other people love to do. And it's a really easy way to connect with people, right? And the one thing that I've always done over the years is I've never really prospected or recruited at the areas that I love to do that are recreational to me. So if I'm playing indoor soccer, or if I'm at the gym, or I'm doing kickboxing, or CrossFit, or I'm at the grocery store, I haven't been a huge advocate of like trying to recruit the person 3 feet away from me. And the reason why is because I'm there all the time. And there's nothing wrong with being there all the time, but at one point or another, people are going to start to realize, like, he's just here to either recruit everyone and he's going to bounce off and cancel the membership and go somewhere else, or this guy is really genuine and he's been here for a year. He's never talked about his business unless you ask him. And then you start to build some better relationships. You start to build some deeper relationships, and you start to expand your network, right? And that's one of the biggest things a lot of people have the mistake of doing and don't really truly understand is expand your network isn't just about going to a business networking event and just to promote and prospect other business people. It's expanding your network by building relationships. It goes back to the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It talks about building networks. Well, the networks don't have to be exactly in that realm of your business, right? It could be networks in the realm or the areas that are, like, for example, the gym, the grocery store, the kickboxing gym, the indoor soccer, the pickup soccer. It could be pickup basketball. It could be flag football. It could be kids sports. If people see you being very consistent over time, they will ask, what do you do? They know your name. There's some small talk. There's some laughter. There's a different connection than just going out there just to prospect someone at a business event. Like I said, I've met very, very influential people just in the world of, for example, youth soccer, playing soccer, and that just happens to be kind of like one of the things that I love to do. And I've met so many people and I have so many friends in those arenas, you would say, in those areas, but I don't pitch them what I do unless I feel like there's a huge need, or I'm sitting there afterwards a game and we're drinking beers and they ask me what do I do, or they ask me about, hey, I ran into this, what do you think? Or I ask them, what do you do? Or we're talking about retirement, whatever it is, right? We that's where there's an opportunity to connect and maybe, just maybe, take them out of that scenario, sit down with them at a one-on-one, bring them into your office or go to their house, whatever, and present what you have to present. But at the end of the day, staying inspired is so important because this is a marathon. It's a long-term game, right? It's literally a long-term game. And if in order for you to stay hungry, stay motivated, and most important, stay inspired, you got to do things outside of just a business. Everyone has this 24/7, 365. The internet works 24/7, 365. Leverage it. But it doesn't mean that you have to be 24/7, 365 every single day, because you can run a very, very successful business 10, 12 hours a day and have plenty of time to do other things. You can run a business at 4 hours a day. You can do the 4-hour work week and do the Timothy Harris approach. My point being is you got to stay inspired, you got to stay hungry, but you got to do stuff outside of what you're doing right now. Go do the things you love to do right now. If you're watching this video and you love playing recreational sports, go sign up in an adult league. Go do something you haven't done and go keep yourself happy, keep yourself inspired, because it can be very tough when you're in a situation that you're working in 8 to 10 hours in a cubicle or in an office, or maybe working for a startup and you have all this open space, but you're still very limited to your creativity. You're very limited to what you can actually do in terms of being an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur there. So you got to give up those 8 to 10 hours to someone else, which is totally fine, right? You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your bills. And one thing is, there's nothing wrong with working a job. There's really nothing wrong. I see all these people talking about, fire your boss, get rid of this. Look, guys, not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone is going to be in a position to want to be an entrepreneur. So what does that mean? That you're not as good as someone else that is an entrepreneur because you work a job? No, that's not how it works, because then you're judging, right? And then you get into a position where you're stereotyping and it's a whole different conversation. But my point being is, you got to stay inspired. Okay. If you're working a job, great. Okay. Keep working that, give it all you got. But if you have a desire, okay, you have a deep desire to maybe not do that for the rest of your life, okay, you got to have to get into the entrepreneurial world. You're going to have to create some new skills. You're going to have to learn some new skills. You're going to have to put those skills into action. But most important, go out there and do things that you love to do, even if it's an hour a week or 2 hours a week, and unplug yourself from everything else. Unplug yourself from the matrix and go enjoy the things that you love to do. So anyways, my friends, I hope I inspired you today. About to jump in the gym here. Have a great day. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.